Do you know what f-stops are and how to use them? Well, stay tuned to find out. Hi, Demelza Marie here with Creative Online Courses, and on this channel I guide you through tips and tutorials to crush it with visual media and produce your online courses like a boss. I also go behind the scenes with a vlog of what it's like to be a mom entrepreneur, so if you're new here, please consider subscribing. So what is an f-stop? Well, it's basically a measurement of your diameter of the aperture. So that basically means that it determines how much light is let in through your lens. So this can be determining your brightness of the image or how dark it is, and it can also determine how much is in focus. So whether you want everything in focus or whether you want more of a shallow depth of field look. So how do you use the f-stops? Well, a low f-stop number, like 5.6 or something like that, will give you a nice shallow depth of field look. Now, if you can go lower than that, you'll have even more shallow depth of field. Basically, shallow depth of field means the background is going to be out of focus and only the subject will be in focus, which is great for portrait photography or video or anything which is more where you have a subject and you want the subject to be very clear, but the background and everything else around it you don't want to be so clear. Now, if you have a narrow aperture, so the shallow depth of field is a wide aperture. If you have a narrow aperture, a small one, then you're going to have everything in focus. Everything's going to be much more clear. This is great for landscape photography or video where you just don't want to worry about the whole background being in focus or not. That's fine. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was sitting in my photography class my freshman year, I was listening to f-stops and looking at all those numbers on the wall, and I'm thinking, what on earth? And I just could not get my head around it because, I mean, 5.6 and 8 and 16 and all these numbers, you know, what on earth do they mean? And how am I going to remember them? And how do I remember which one gives me more shallow depth of field and which one gives me more focus? And all of that kind of thing. So if you're anything like me, you like visuals to learn these things. So I have here some PlayDoh, and I want to just show you with PlayDoh how I remember how to use f-stops. So hopefully this will help you as well. So I'm going to just squish this PlayDoh into like a pancake kind of thing here, okay? So imagine this is your aperture, okay? So this is quite a wide aperture. Okay, so this would be a low f-stop. Now if I turn it this way, this is how I'm going to remember it, it's quite short, okay? So this is a low f-stop. So if you think of it in terms of height, let's say it's a 5.6 aperture, okay? 5.6 is going to be smaller than a 16 aperture or 32 aperture or anything like that, which would be a higher number. So therefore I would think taller, okay? So you've got the flat pancake, the size of the aperture is wide. Turning it this way, it's short, so it's got a short number, a low number, and also this helps you to remember how much depth of field is. It's a short depth of field, so there's not actually that much there, which is going to be in focus. So if we use this as an example, there's going to be less in focus if we use this as the idea of what might be in the focal range, if you like. Now, if I squish this together into more of a column, excuse the crude look of this, but I don't want to take a long time to do it, okay? So let's say this is a more narrow aperture, okay? So we don't have as much opening here, so there's not as much light going in, okay? So this would be a higher number. So if I turn this way, okay, so this is going to be a higher number. So let's say this is f16 or f32 or something like that. Okay, it's taller, so a higher number, that's how I remember it. But also more is going to be in focus because in this example, it's taller, this much is going to be in focus. So that's how I remember it. I don't know if that will help you at all. If it's nice and tall and long like that, higher f number, more in focus, and smaller aperture. And then if it's flat like a pancake, quickly get it pancake-like. This is not a very good circle here, okay? So pancake, wider aperture, okay? Smaller f-stop number, so 5.6 for example, and less amount of the image will be in focus. Okay, so I hope that helps and it hasn't been too confusing. Let me know in the comment section below if you have found f-stops confusing in the past, and maybe let me know if this video has helped you think about f-stops in a new way. And after all, using PlayDoh probably isn't the normal way you think of f-stops. Thanks for watching, and if you're interested in more tips and tutorials on visual media or producing online courses or what it's like behind the scenes of a mum building a business, then be sure to hit that subscribe button right there, and there's another video you can watch right there as well. And if you like this video, please hit that like button and we will talk soon.